Nigerian government opens discussion with terrorists who killed abducted passengers on board Kaduna to Abuja train. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. At least 8 people were killed and many others abducted when terrorists planted explosives along the Abuja to Kaduna corridor, forcing the targeted train to derail. The Nigerian government has opened a channel of discussion with the terrorists who abducted many passengers of an Abuja-Kaduna bound train over 2 weeks ago, according to relatives of the victims, Daily Trust reports. At least 8 people were killed and many others abducted when terrorists planted explosives along the Abuja to Kaduna corridor, forcing the targeted train to derail. The terrorists had then opened fire on the train before abducting scores of passengers on the evening of March 28, 2022. However, 9 days after the attack, the terrorists released the managing director of the Bank of Agriculture, BOA, Alwan Hassan, after collecting a ransom of 100 million naira from his family. Speaking with journalists in Kaduna, the relatives and friends of the abducted passengers on Friday said they have been assured by the Nigerian government that a channel of discussion with the terrorists have been opened. After the Federal Executive Council FEC meeting on Wednesday, we have heard from the federal government through the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, that the government is in dialogue. The government is already discussing with the abductors of our relatives, said Dr. Jimo Fatai, who has been designated as chairman of the group pressing for the release of their loved ones. We're happy about it. We note it, we acknowledge it, and we appreciate the efforts of the government in that regard. What we are now appealing for is that the government should speed up the process, he added. The news comes at the expiration of a 72-hour ultimatum issued by the relatives to the federal government to open discussions that will see to the release of the captives. Now, are they saying they are coming down because the government has told them? And where is it in the world will you hear that a government is actually in a dialogue? The government that is in a dialogue with the terrorists and people who kill, who rape our mothers and our sisters, who kill our brothers and our fathers, who kill our babies. They are actually dialoguing with them. But the people who have been saying we are being marginalized, they're not taking up arms. They have not been taking off arms. People who have been complaining they have been marginalized, the government have actually refused to allow those people come close to them to have a dialogue. Like, wow, what a government. Like, bravo, applaudissez for these people. Like, are you serious? No, let's not derail from what we're even talking about. How can a sane government, a government that operates on democracy, dialogue with terrorists? Like, I've not heard it in my whole life that there's a dialogue going on. You know why I'm agitated? It is because at the end of this, there is something telling me that something will not come out of this. First of all, the first mistake ever that the Nigerian government made was to dialogue with terrorists from the beginning and give the terrorists what they want. If these terrorists had not gotten what they want in the first place, they would have gone. I come to your house to steal. I do not see money. I did not see anything. What do? There is nobody I met at home. I will leave. I will not come back again. I looked at houses around there. These people are poor people. Waiting even to carry us come here. Let's leave. These people are not giving us what we want. Let's go. But unfortunately, we keep hearing that the government continue to dialogue with these people. Tomorrow now they'll come out and say, oh, that's 100,000 people. They drop their arms and they are ready to whatever, to change. And the government will look for a house, put them in, give them good clothes, give them good food. And those people will become first-class citizens of a country. Who did we offend? Who did we offend in this country? How many times will Asari Dokuba tell you, the Igbos, that Nigeria is not for you? You can see how this government is negotiating with the world without terrorists, but are quick to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu to kidnap and smuggle Martin Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. The hypocrisy of this government is very pathetic. Very pathetic indeed. Federal government APC-led open discussion with the terrorists is that the way will continue in this country, despite their promises to end terrorism in 6 months. But Nigeria is bleeding every day. Federal government APC-led has failed Nigeria. I'm telling you. And they came out recently to tell us how they're going to end terrorism in 6 months. Is it with this hand? Is it by negotiating with terrorists and dialoguing with them? Meanwhile, you go about killing people who are asking you to listen to them, who you have been unjust to and unfair to, and they are looking for a way to call you to dialogue. You have refused. I keep saying, do you know that the agitations going on in the southeast? Do you know that if the government have called those people for a very long time ago and say, sit down, let us discuss, do you know the agitation would have died down? Sincerely, this is not fair. It's not fair at all. It's not fair at all. You can see the difference. I'm talking about the hypocrisy of our government. They're negotiating with terrorists. They are with terrorists and kidnapping those who demand for referendum for freedom. This is very unfair. Exactly. I am so bitter. This is very heartbreaking. We are supposed to be, this is a news that is supposed to, at least, we are supposed to be happy about. That, oh, the governments are now even doing something. But when we now hear that the government is doing something, we are like, when and how? How did Nigeria become a country that condones killing of their citizens? That you now have the right to go and be dining with those who committed this crime and call it dialogue. So we are telling them, congratulations, they should continue. That is it. That is it. Meanwhile, your own people, the people who you so-called Nigeria, you come out and said you are not going to divide. Nigeria cannot be divided. Yet those people, you send people to kill them anytime they come out to demonstrate and show you how frustrated this country has made them. You don't give them a listening ear. I'm like, wow. Wow, I was thinking that someday, just one day, maybe, someday, this government would do something right. But clearly I'm wrong. Clearly, I am wrong. Open discussion with terrorists, no tracking, no use of NIN as claimed by the minister, but discussing with them.